slightly adjust your camera. Yes, yes.
I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your need. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from the highest source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together for unity and peace.
Good morning. We welcome you all as we celebrate life and teachings of the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, whom we lovingly call Bapuji. It has been 73 years since India gained freedom from the British Raj. However, we still remember and cherish the man who, among many others, led the successful struggle for independence against the British imperial rule. Bharatvarsh, a unique country with its rich cultural heritage and glorious history, stands as a proud nation which got freedom from the British Raj on the strength of Gandhiji's ideologies of truth, non-violence, Sarvodaya and Satyagraha.
Gandhiji believed in the power of using music to bring people together. In his own words, music does not proceed from the throat alone. There is music of the mind, of the senses, and of the heart. Amongst the many popular and widely sung hymns by Bapuji, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram held a special place in his heart and also in the history of our country. This hymn was sung by Bapuji and his followers as they walked the 241 miles salt march to Dandi. Let us all join our hands together in memory of our beloved Bapuji and sing the hymn. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे मन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे मन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम मुख में तुलसी घट में राम जब बोलो तब सीताराम मुख में तुलसी घट में राम जब बोलो तब सीताराम राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सब मिल मांगे यही वरदान हमारा रहे मानव का ज्ञान सब मिल मांगे यही वरदान हमारा रहे मानव का ज्ञान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
This hymn will always echo in everyone's heart. Be the change that you want to see in the world. We have all read or heard this famous quote. These words aptly describe one person who has given us the wings to fly and soar high, to face every challenge and to bring the changes that our world needs with our big hearts and brave minds. He is none other than a director, our very own dear Father Carvalho. I request Father to address this meeting.
Good morning, everyone. Father Bento, Father Roy, Mem Simi, Mem Srija if she's there, my dear teachers and my very dear students. We celebrate today Gandhi Jayanti, the birth of Mahatma Gandhi. You know, it's very difficult for you to understand in this world today how non-violence is powerful, how the ability or the choice not to hit back is powerful. You know, I always tell my parents during the interview for admission, they say we want our children to be good, to be kind, to be humble. I said, you really believe in it? They said, yes. But how do you know that? It says every time in the world, all the people who are very high in front of us, in most of the fields, especially in public life like politics, you can only rise by putting your foot on the shoulder of someone else. So I said, where is the place for non-violence? Where is the place for compassion? And practically no one is able to tell you that what they believe in, actually they have no reason to believe. Okay? Now there is something very important in that. Why do you think? I always give them an example, okay? If you travel abroad, especially in Europe, not so much in America, if you are driving a car and you are reaching a red light or a turn, and there are two cars going or coming on the opposite direction, everybody without fail, you always show the hand to the other guy, say, please go ahead. And I always tell my driver, अरे उसको जाने दीजिए भाई. My driver tells me, father तुम मत जाओगे उधर. अगर दूसरे को जाने दोगे, तुम इधर ही मत जाओगे. Now please understand, dear children, the argument that we are talking to you about is correct. If you give up your right to go first and then block the traffic, like everywhere happens. There is no traffic situation where one small car does not go and put its nose where others are already blocked. That is our country. That is where it happens every day. And we are supposed to be known as the land of Mahatma Gandhi. And still we believe that Mahatma Gandhi was right. Now, my dear children, in order to understand that the power of non-violence is real, the argument should be real. How can the violence, non-violence, say for example, somebody gives you a slap. Now you have two choices, slap back or keep quiet. If you keep quiet, possibly you're going to get another slap until that guy is tired of slapping you. You know, Jesus told this to the people. He said, look, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, show him the other one. And people, in a joke, they say, he didn't say what to do after that. That is a joke. Jesus never said that. Jesus said, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, show the other cheek. If somebody takes away your tunic, what you wear, you give him this, even the shirt, no problem. Now, my dear children, you ought to understand, because very often we learn this and we don't understand why. Now, I'll give an example in life why what you believe is correct. Now, let us take it like this, okay? I come to you, I want to fight with the wind, okay? I come with a gun or with a sword, sharp sword, and I try to cut the air. I think I'm cutting the air. Can I cut the air? I can't. Now, please remember that. When somebody comes to you with a violence against another person who is not subject to violence, he cannot do me any harm. Now, I will tell you, you told the story, I think Angela told the story of Dandi. You know, when Dandi March happened, Mahatma Gandhi with all the other people decided to go to Dandi, walk. Now, it was very clear. The British soldiers and Indian soldiers were just watching what to do, because they don't know what to do. See, here you are having people coming to you absolutely defenseless, weak, without a stick in their hands, nothing. And now you are hitting them with a gun and the lathi. First, they decided to shoot. They realized there is nothing to shoot. So they started to hit them with the lathi. They hit. The second wave came. The third wave came. The fourth wave came. At last, what happened? They realized their lathis had no power. Now, what really happened? They realized, Baba, we are fighting an enemy which has got another weapon. See, I can only win a war with you if my weapon is destroying you. If my weapon does not destroy you, my weapon becomes useless. So violence says that power, or rather the lack of power, the weakness, because the enemy that is fighting cannot be hit with that. Say, for example, you know what happens in war? You have seen on the roadside, when there are terrorism, the police stays behind sandbags. How do the sandbags stop the bullet? When the bullet comes with the strength from a rifle, and when it touches the sand, which is soft, it misses the direction. Because for the bullet to hit, it must meet with resistance. So when it hits a sandbag, it misses its direction because it has no resistance. And that, my dear children, is the power of non-violence. And that is what Mahatma Gandhi did. So the British were powerful. They spoke of the British Empire as an empire on whose sun never sets, meaning if you start from England to the rest of the world, 24 hours, somewhere the British were there. Yet this man, whom they call half-naked fakir, said, I will fight you without a gun, without a lathi. And what was the power of that, my dear children? And that is what you need to understand. Non-violence is a conviction. Internally, you are sure that I cannot, my power is not to hit back. Now, not to hit back appears to you negative, but it's not negative. I will not hit you back is your power, the power that he does not have. He has no power, your enemy has no power to control himself. You have the power to control yourself, so you become more powerful than the other one. You know, when Mahatma Gandhi was in Africa, South Africa, and he had recently got married, he was living in a camp because the Indians who were there were being discriminated upon, so they were living in camps. So he told his wife they had to clean the toilets by rotation. Today I clean, Mahatma Gandhi cleaned on some day, the other person will clean on the third day, the third person cleaned on the fourth day. So his wife turn also came. She said, I cannot clean. I can never do that. First of all, it's below my dignity. I've never done it in my life. Mahatma Gandhi told her, if you cannot clean the toilets, please leave and go back to India. You have no right to stay here if you do not clean the toilets. She asked why. She says, cleaning the toilet, what you call dirt, if the other person who is a lower caste or somebody else can clean it, why you can't clean it? Because you don't have the power to overcome that. By cleaning you become small. Have you understood? What is the power? The power to believe that by doing such work which only think dirty people will think is an internal power. So my dear children, when we celebrate Mahatma Gandhi, remember the power of non-violence is not about not hitting you back. The power of non-violence is the power inside you that I do not, my weapon is that I will not allow him to hit me. When he will hit you, say for example, I am going and hit the water. Can I kill the water? I go and hit the air. Can I kill the air? No, because they are two different types. So the strength and the power and the muscle cannot kill your conviction. And that, my dear brothers, children, that is the joy. So where do you begin? You begin number 1, A, that you do not think the other guy is your enemy. Say for example, you have a person who you know is mad. He comes to hit you. Do you think he comes to hit you because he's angry with you? He comes to hit you because he has a problem. He's not angry with you. Now, the moment you realize that person has a problem, he doesn't become your enemy. You might protect yourself from hitting you, but you never hate him for doing that because you know he's not doing it with a purpose. Now, this is what you need to do, my dear children. First, never think evil of others based on religion, caste, community. You know, years ago when I was a young boy like you, slightly older than you, my sisters were studying in a place called Karwar, which is Goa was still not united with India. So my dad took me to a place called Dharwar in Karnataka. Dharwar is supposed to be a university town. And then after going to the university, we went to a restaurant, okay? And there we were eating, there was another gentleman there. You know, after eating, and don't be scandalized. After eating, he was licking his hand like this. There is some part of India, they do that. I told my dad, says, what an ugly person. My dad kicked me under the table. He said, shut up. He said. I said, Papa, why did you tell me that? He says, do you know who he is? He's the chancellor of the Harvard University. 10 times more educated than your father. 10 times more educated. So don't judge him by the way he eats. That is only a custom. That is not the man. The man is brilliant. The man is wise. 10 times more educated than your father. So never judge. You understand what he wanted to tell me? Don't judge people by the appearance. That is why when you see Raghupati Raja Ram, he says, whenever you call God by any name, it's the same God. The name is different. So please remember, dear children, the power of non-violence rests on your conviction. The conviction of not judging people. The conviction of not thinking he's inferior to you. The conviction of understanding that whoever does wrong to you does not do because he hates you, because he's weak. He needs your forgiveness. That, my dear children, makes sense what Jesus said. Show the other cheek, meaning, please do not judge him. He may really hate you, but the moment you start thinking that he hates you, you also do become the same. That is why I said a sword can only kill if it hits against another sword. If it hits the air, it cannot hit the air. It cannot cut the air. So the same way, my dear children, the power to be great in this world, the power to be kind, depends on your personal conviction. What is that? That all men and women are born equal. All people, regardless of what faith they have, big or small, they are equal. And therefore, you have no reason to hate anybody because he believes differently, he thinks differently, he dresses differently, or eats differently. No, never. So that is why let us celebrate this great day, knowing that we are God's children, and therefore God forgives me 1,000,000 times a day for the wrong that we do. Most of the wrong that we do, nobody knows. Our parents don't know, our teachers don't know, but God knows that he forgives us. So the same way, dear children, learn to forgive. God bless you. Gandhi Jayanti. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for always inspiring us through your words and motivating us to be the change that we would want to see in the world. The words, actions, and teachings of Bapuji live through the countless history books. His ideologies have inspired generations and would continue to guide us on the path of peace, humanity, and morality. His grit to stand for the truth and fight against evil will always be enshrined in various forms. But I wonder, what if he was alive today, here walking amongst us? Would he be proud of how his beloved country has progressed? Or would he be crestfallen with how some of the evils that we fought against still remain prevalent in modern day India?
ऑनलाइन कक्षा में गांधी जी पर एक अनुच्छेद लिखने के लिए कहा था, पर समझ ही नहीं आ रहा कि क्या लिखूं। अरे आप तो तकलीफ में थी ना? हाँ बेटा, पर तुम्हारी उधेड़-बुन और परेशानी को देखकर रहा नहीं गया। बताओ किस उलझन में हो? बापू, मुझे आपके बारे में लिखना है। अध्यापिका जी ने आपके बारे में एक अनुच्छेद लिखने के लिए कहा है। मेरे बारे में? बेटा, अगर लिखना ही है तो सत्य, अहिंसा, स्वच्छता और भाईचारे के बारे में लिखो। मैं तो केवल इन सिद्धांतों को ही दर्शाता हूँ, पर आत्मा दुखी है जब मंदिर, मस्जिद की राजनीति होती है। यह हिंसा देखकर मन दुखता है मेरा।
बापू, क्या सिर्फ यही हिंसा है?
नहीं, सिर्फ यही नहीं, हिंसा के तो अनेक रूप हैं। अब आजकल ही ले लो, उन सबकी ऑनलाइन कक्षाओं में जब विद्यार्थी नियम तोड़ते हैं तो यह भी हिंसा का ही एक रूप है बच्चे।
क्या बापू, यह हिंसा है? अब मैं ऐसा कभी भी नहीं करूंगी बापू, और जो करेंगे उन्हें भी ऐसा करने से रोकूंगी।
शाबाश। उसे हर वर्ष फादर एग्नेल विद्यालय में आकर सुकून और शांति का एहसास होता है।
वह कैसे बापू, बताइए ना।
बच्चे, क्योंकि तुम्हारे इस विद्यालय की नींव सत्य, अहिंसा, स्वच्छता और भाईचारे पर ही तो बनी है।
सत्य, अहिंसा, भाईचारा, वह कैसे बापू, समझाइए ना।
सभी धर्मों का सम्मान, अहिंसा और भाईचारा ही तो है।
सच कहा बापू आपने। हमारे फादर सरवालो, फादर बेंटो, फादर रॉय और शिक्षक गण हमें सिखाते हैं कि हमें सभी धर्मों का आदर करना चाहिए।
थोड़ा और बदरपुर के विद्यालय और बाल भवन भी, यह सभी मानवता और भाईचारे के साकार सपने हैं। तभी तो फादर एग्नेल संस्था का सत्य, अहिंसा और भाईचारे पर विश्वास सिखाते हैं।
हाँ बापू, आप ठीक कह रहे हैं। हर साल बदरपुर और खूना विद्यालय के बच्चों के साथ मिलजुल कर खाने, पढ़ने और खेलने में हम सभी को बहुत मजा आता है। और बापू, आपने विद्यालय की स्वच्छता के बारे में जो कहा वह बिल्कुल सच है। विद्यालय की स्वच्छता हम सभी का कर्तव्य है, और यह हमें सिखाते हैं विद्यालय की स्वच्छता का ध्यान रखने वाले ज्योति भैया, सुषमा आंटी, बाला आंटी, रोशनी दीदी और हमारे सभी दीदी भैया। वे अपने कार्य करने की लगन से हम सभी को प्रेरित करते हैं बापू।
हाँ बेटा, फादर एग्नेल विद्यालय के विद्यार्थियों के हाथों में स्वच्छता, अहिंसा, भाईचारे व सत्य की मशाल को देख मुझे आज भी अपने देश भारत में मानवता और विकास की संभावना दिखाई देती है।
अरे, तुम किससे बातें कर रही हो सानवी? काम समझ आ गया?
बस 5 मिनट माँ। अब मुझे समझ आ गया है कि अनुच्छेद में क्या लिखूं। अरे, बापू कहाँ गए? जी हाँ, भले ही आज बापूजी हमारे बीच में नहीं हैं, पर उनके सिखाए और दिखाए गए आदर्श आज भी हमारा मार्गदर्शन कर रहे हैं। If we wish to truly celebrate the life of Mahatma Gandhi ji, We ought to commemorate his thoughts and ideologies in our lives. And what better form of art would there be to show our love and gratitude to him, but with a powerful and beautiful dance performance.
व्यक्ति अपने विचारों से निर्मित प्राणी है। वह जो सोचता है वही बन जाता है।
माटी पुकारे तुझे, देश पुकारे, आजा रे अब आजा रे। भूले हम राह हमें राह दिखा दे, आजा रे राह दिखा दे। ऐनक पहने लाठी पकड़े चलते थे वो शान से, सालिम कांपे थर 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 सुनकर उनका नाम रे। हो कद था उनका छोटा सा और सरपट उनकी चाल रे, दुबले से पतले से थे वो चलते सीना तान के। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम।
दुर्बल लोग कभी क्षमा नहीं कर सकते। क्षमा करना तो बलवानों का गुण है।
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहे जे, पीड़ पराए जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहे जे, पीड़ पराए जाने रे। पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए, मन अभिमान ना आने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहे जे, पीड़ पराए जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहे जे।
मैं हिंसा का विरोध करता हूं क्योंकि उससे पाया हुआ समाधान बहुत कम वक्त के लिए होता है और उससे पैदा हुई नफरत हमेशा के लिए।
दे दी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना ढाल, साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। दे दी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना ढाल, साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल।
कर सकते हैं, यातना दे सकते हैं, इस शरीर को नष्ट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आप कभी मेरे विचारों को कैद नहीं कर सकते।
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम।
प्रभु अब धीरज मत देना, प्रभु अब धीरज मत देना। सहते जाए सहते जाए सहते जाए, ऐसा बल भी मत देना, ऐसा बल भी मत देना। उठ कर करने हैं कुछ काम, रघुपति राघव राजा, रघुपति राघव राजा राम। कर करने हैं कुछ काम, रघुपति राघव राजा राम। कर करने हैं कुछ काम, रघुपति राघव राजा राम। बोला रघुपति राघव राजा राम। कर करने हैं कुछ काम,
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम।
प्रेम, प्यार, भाईचारा मिलता नहीं हमारे देश की तरह। आइए झंडा ऊंचा करें कुछ और हमारा।
वंदे मातरम, वंदे
This indeed was a mesmerizing performance. Gandhiji said, and I quote, "Simplicity is the essence of universality." Amongst us, we have someone whose simplicity reflects in his ideas and ways of living. Probably, simplicity is his greatest virtue. He is our very own Father Bento. Father, I request you to address the audience.
Dear children, we are celebrating the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, and he was not born as Mahatma. He became a Mahatma through hard work, sacrifices, and that is what is expected from each one of us, each one of you. If Mahatma Gandhi was born today, or if he was here at your age, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old, what would he do? in this situation, political, social, in our country, what would be his reaction? I'm sure many of you would say, we are too young, we are too small, what can we do? What can we do? If Mahatma Gandhi did, we too can do. Each one of you think that you are a reincarnation of Mahatma. Gandhi is living through you in this situation, in this world, in these times. You must have heard of this girl, Greta Thunberg. At the age of 16, she went out of the school, must be, and started a movement. She says, no one is too small to make a difference. And that is the name of her first book. No one is too small to make a difference. We must never think that we are too small. Don't please think that you are too small to make a difference. You can make a difference. Many people asked her, this young girl, why are you doing this? Why are you moving, starting a movement or running a movement? Of course, her was the climate. And she says, we are doing this to wake the adults up. We are doing this to wake the adults up. We children are doing this for you to put your differences aside and start acting as you would in a crisis, without distinction of your religion, caste. Every day these problems are being faced by us based on religion and caste in our country. We children are doing this because we want our hopes and dreams back. Your dreams and your hopes, you have to make them come true. You have to do this. Mahatma Gandhi did it, and each one of you can do it. No one is too small to make a difference. So dear children, on this Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, let us keep this in mind, that you are not too small to make a difference in your family, to make a difference in your surroundings, to make a difference in the school, to make a difference in our country. I wish you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you, Father, for enlightening us with your words. We commence every day with our morning assembly prayer, promising ourselves and the Almighty to regard everyone as our brothers and sisters. We are taught to be kind, honest, and always to speak the truth. These are the principles that we Agnolites share. And aren't these the principles that Mahatma Gandhi stood for?
Agmalites are taught to be responsible citizens who not just respect but celebrate every culture as our own. We Agnelites care and protect both the flora and fauna around us. We Agnelites believe that a little help with a little smile gives meaning to human life. During this quarantine time, we have understood that maintaining cleanliness and basic hygiene is our own responsibility.
Our history is a strong and a clear example of how a compassionate and strong mentor can change and uplift the lives of people at large. We, Agnelites, are blessed to have Father Roy, our principal, who always inspires and leads us on the righteous path. I now request Father Roy to address us.
Thank you, Kavya and Angela. Well done. Congratulations. A very good morning to Fathers Bento, Father Alarico, Ma'am Srija, Ma'am Simi, dear teachers, parents, and my dear students. Tomorrow, India is going to celebrate the closing of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. And to commemorate this occasion, we have gathered here today for this virtual assembly organized by the primary school teachers and students. Mahatma Gandhi, lovingly called Bapu, the father of the nation, was the man who impacted the whole world with his unique method of winning independence for India. He preached and practiced non-violence to achieve his goal. He was an ordinary man with an extraordinary will to live his life according to the principles of truth and non-violence. Every action of his towards the country's independence was rational and beneficial to the common man. He moved the people with his sincerity and sacrifice. As the educational fraternity of Father Ragnell School, we remember him with the millions of other Indians in India and abroad, in whose heart he resides and is a source of inspiration. Today, when we have gathered here to pay our respects and homage to one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century, we need to be acquainted with his teachings. His life has been a message, and he has left us with valuable lessons for the present and for the future. And I would like to share a few of his valuable lessons with you, dear children. Dear children, first of all, Mahatma Gandhi always did the right thing in his life, come rain or sunshine. Whether people appreciated him or not, whether he was rewarded or not, he only had one thing in his mind, and that was to do the right thing and only the right thing. He was convinced that doing the right thing was the only way, and that the inner power that God has given him to do the right cannot be taken by anyone. Let me share with you an incident that took place when he was in the primary school. Once during a school inspection, Gandhiji had spelled the word kettle wrong, K-E-T-T-L-E. When his teacher urged him to copy from others and correct the spelling, he refused, as he was convinced that it was not the right thing to do. He believed in being honest and in being truthful, and these two qualities became his second nature throughout his lifetime. Dear children, these last few months, we had tests been conducted online, and there will be tests in the near future too that will be conducted online. It is a very good opportunity then for each one of us to follow in the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi and be truthful and honest and sincere, and to do always what is right, not only in our exams, but throughout our life. Secondly, he practiced forgiveness and not revenge. This is an important lesson for you, dear students. Many a times we get into fight with our friends or brothers or sisters, and when we get hit, we would like to hit the person back. In such moments, it is better to understand that revenge will not solve anything. On the contrary, we should take pride in forgiving instead of retaliating. Learn to win people by peace and love. Give a jadoo ki jappi when somebody fights with you. A simple hug can bring smiles and cut the hatred. Many a times Gandhiji got beaten by the British people, but he did not say one word. He did not execute any type of violent behavior towards them. This is because he was a strong believer and a follower of non-violence. He believed that things can be done and achieved with love and not war, which definitely results in peace. Thirdly, practice cleanliness and personal hygiene. Gandhiji believed that cleanliness was next to godliness, and that hygiene and sanitation were essential to keep communities free of disease. He believed that every man must take responsibility to keep his surroundings clean, and that there was no shame in doing so. Dear children, even if you have a maid at home who does the cleaning of the house, or your mother who does the cleaning of the house, make sure that you too participate in the cleaning process in order to learn that keeping things clean is next to godliness. And fourthly, respect everyone. Mahatma Gandhi fought till his last breath for equal treatment. he faced prejudice in South Africa and fought against the unfair treatment. He taught everyone to treat everyone fairly. It is important that we too respect everyone, be it the maid who works in our home, or the driver who drives our car, or the watchman who guards our house, or the garbage collector who picks the garbage. Everyone is created by God. Therefore, everyone should be treated with equal respect, and money should not be the criteria to decide who deserves respect. Remember, dear children, you can gain respect only by giving it to others. In short, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was an astonishing hero. And what made Gandhi a hero can make you too a hero, my dear children. Only if you have the will to do the right thing, and if you believe in truth, non-violence, and creating peace among others. Remember, dear children, your future will depend upon how you do in the present. And here, my dear parents, comes your role to see that you work on the present of your child to build their flawless nature, their flawless future. There is no doubt that we are all inspired by Gandhiji. But let us remember, dear parents, that character is the base of an inspirational life. So as a parent, work on building good characters, then a meritorious individual. Albert Einstein once said about Mahatma Gandhi, quote, "Generations to come will scarcely believe that such as one as this Gandhi walked the earth in flesh and blood," unquote. I hope that Gandhi will continue to live in our lives through his teachings and in the generations to come. Thank you, Ma'am Simi, and all the teachers and students involved in conducting this virtual assembly. Our day has begun well. Let us take this day forward and the days to come by walking in the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you, God bless you, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Father, for your words of wisdom.
Before we end this celebration, on behalf of all the students, I would like to thank Father Carvalho, Father Bento, and Father Roy for always motivating us to excel in all our ventures. A big and a special thanks to Ma'am Srija and Ma'am Simi for believing in us and being our guiding light. We would like to extend our gratitude towards our teachers who trained and guided us. Ma'am Dipshika, Ma'am Anju, Ma'am Anita, Ma'am Arpita, Ma'am Mamta, Ma'am Anjali, Ma'am Baljinder, Ma'am Priyanka, Ma'am Swati, Ma'am Megha, Sir Amit Sir, Ma'am Srisha, Ma'am Nicole, and Ma'am Aprajita. We couldn't have done this without you. We would also like to thank Ma'am Charu and Ma'am Gunjan for their support. Lastly, we thank each one of you for being a part of this assembly. Kindly rise for the school hymn.
By our faith and
shall not disperse. Students of classes 4 onwards are requested to join their respective classes. Have a good day ahead.